Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, where we serve up the freshest, most flavorful dishes on the beach. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, a great location, comfortable atmosphere, and happy hour from 3 to 7. Buy one, get one free, regular margaritas and 12-ounce house drafts. And you're going to love their lunch specials Monday through Friday from 11 to 3. Plus live music Wednesdays and Saturdays starting at 5:30. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, Thomas Drive across from the Navy base. And 10908 Front Beach Road.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Every game matters, so don't miss a moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveball swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr. 5-1 Atlanta.
Tonight, be here for another big division battle from Citi Field in New York as the Braves face off against Pete Alonso and the New York Mets.
Braves taking on the Mets in New York. Pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:10. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
And that's out of the ballpark.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Can you take the hits? Here. Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning, Northwest Florida. The Sports Blitz is on the air, coming to you live from beautiful Panama City Beach. You can call the show. You can text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us at all those places as ESPN Northwest Florida. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. We're in the Google Play Store. We're in the Apple App Store. Again, find us, ESPN Northwest Florida. Visit the website to see what is going on at all times right here in the studios, ESPNPC.com. James Five here in the captain's chair on this Wednesday. With me today, Chef Ross. How we doing, Chef?
We're doing great.
Excellent. And hitting the ones, hitting the twos, making us go out to that world that we call radio. Bone crusher, ladies and gentlemen.
From now on, you're going to call me Dr. Puker.
All right, Dr. Puker. How is your day going, Doctor?
Well, I've been announcing radio commercials all day long.
Awesome. We love those rads getting out here to all the people out there. So beach flags are red, just like they were yesterday, probably due to that low that's spinning off of Louisiana right now that's kicking in all this rain over here, is causing a little bit of rough surf, maybe a little bit of undertow out there. So be careful all. Aaron is still spinning out there. Not quite a hurricane yet. It is a tropical storm way off into the kind of now heading into the central Atlantic. Looks like maybe by Monday could be towards some of the leeward islands like the Caicos and Bahamas. Does not look like a threat to us currently here in the Panhandle, but maybe to the eastern part of Florida sometime next week. Just keep it tuned in right here for all of your weather updates with Joanna, because she keeps us up to date on what is going on. Plenty of scores last night. Let's start off with the WNBA. Just a few games last night. The Wings defeated the Fever 81-80. The Caitlin Clark, so the Fever without Caitlin Clark not getting in those win columns, and a 1-point loss last night. And that loss, that means the Lynx of Minnesota have clinched a playoff berth for the WNBA playoffs, the first team this season to clinch that berth. The Liberty taking on the Spark. The Liberty get the victory 105-97. Heading into baseball, yesterday the Mariners taking on the Orioles. The Mariners 1 run, the Orioles 0 runs. One of those great baseball games where pitching was a factor and hitting was non-existent, just not there. Marlins taking on the Guardians. Guardians get the victory 4-3 over the Marlins. Phillies taking on the Reds. The Reds get the big victory over the Phillies 6-1. Yankees taking on the Twins. The Yankees get the victory 9-1 over the Twins. White Sox taking on the Tigers. White Sox get the victory 9-6. The Brewers taking an absolute beating to the Pirates, 14-0. Paul Skeens got decked for 2 home runs in that game. That's, 11 wins in a row now, Chef?
So the Brewers are the first team since, like, the 1936 Cubs to have 2 10-plus game winning streaks in the same season.
Yeah, in the same season. That's one of those stats you just look at and go, wow, that's good.
We've got to get to 12 so that way all my Brewer fans up north can get free hamburgers or cheeseburgers from George Webb's and battle through all those flooding to get there.
Oh, jeez.
Free burger man, eh? All right, Nationals, Royals. The Nationals lose to the Royals 8-5 in Kansas City. The Rockies taking on the Cardinals. Well, the Rockies beat the Cardinals. The Rockies now over the 30-win mark on the season to 31 wins. That's 31-88 for the Rockies. Golf clap, golf clap. Congratulations, Rockies. Big win. Big win. Diamondbacks and Rangers. Diamondbacks get the victory 3-2 over the Rangers. Red Sox taking on the Astros. The Red Sox lay the whooping to the Astros 14-1. That means the Red Sox have busted their 3-game losing streak. Dodgers and Angels go into extra innings last night. The Dodgers lose to the Angels 7-6. Ohtani, big home run that game. Ohtani also hit into a triple play. Yeah, I don't see those too often.
No.
And it was just a simple 6-3 triple play to put onto everything. That's even rarer. The only thing I guess would be rarer is the unassisted triple play.
I think I've seen one of those in my life.
An unassisted?
Yeah.
I saw one once in a minor league baseball game.
I think I saw one in like 92 on Sports Center.
Yeah, I was at a minor league baseball game where there was one. It was a hit and run, and it got just decked to the shortstop. So, he catches it, touches second, tags the guy going into second. So, literally by himself. It was like, well, that was interesting. And the Padres, Giants, the Padres.
Those are fun to score, by the way.
Do what?
Those are fun to score.
Oh, yeah, 6.
Well,
that's it.
It'd be a L6, 6U, 6U.
Yeah, unassisted. Liner, unassisted for the tag. Great thing right there. Padres, Giants. Padres 5, Giants 1. The Padres are on a 4-game win streak. The Atlanta Braves last night taking on the Mets. We were pumping up the Braves yesterday. We were telling them, hey, guys, we need those wins. Let's sweep the Mets. Let's get them out of playoff contention. And then what did the Braves do? Well, they went out and they decided that we'll kind of halfway play baseball, but we'll give the Mets the victory. It was a 13-5 whooping. Pete Alonso, 2 home runs for that game, including a home run to jump in front of Darryl Strawberry as the all-time leader in New York Met home runs. So congratulations, Pete Alonso, for stepping in front of the old Darryl Strawberry.
Makes me wonder where Piazza sits in this
I think
list.
he's about 3rd or 4th in there, because you got to realize Mike came on a little bit later in his career, but he was still swinging pretty hot. I mean, he was over 300, I think, with them, but it's still, not Pete or Darryl, but he's close. He's got to be close. Blue Jays, Cubs last night. Blue Jays get the 5-1 victory over the Cubs. The Blue Jays are now at 70 wins on the season, at a 70-50 for the season. So baseball in full swing. We are in the push. We are getting ready for the postseason. And Major League Baseball has let us know what dates to look forward to for the postseason. Well, the World Series will get started on October 24th. They will no longer be flexing the game, so that means if both series go 4 games, everybody's just going to sit out a week and we're going to wait.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a while, and I really don't like that. I think baseball needs to keep the rhythm.
I agree with you. If both teams are done, give them 2 days off.
Yeah.
And then start the series. But baseball says, nope, we are just going to start it October 24th. So if we go to 7 games, we will head into November.
November 1st, I believe.
November 1st, it would be game number 7. Postseason will begin on September 30th with the wild card games. So a little bit over 6 weeks now. And we got some postseason baseball coming to us in action. Who will be there? We don't know, but it should be an exciting race going down to the line.
I know of 2 teams that'll be there.
Who's going to be there?
The Brewers and the Blue Jays.
All right, Brewers and Blue Jays, he's saying. And I'm pretty sure you're right with that, unless there are some epic collapses there, which I'm not really seeing. But, I mean, you never know. But, no, I can definitely see both of those teams making an appearance into the postseason.
It hurts me to say this, but that would be a terrible World Series for baseball ratings.
Oh, what? The Brewers and Blue Jays? Well, I mean, a small market team and an out-of-country market team,
the Canadian
that doesn't do great.
Would be through the roof.
Canadian viewership will be, through the roof because basically every city in Canada is a fan of the Blue Jays. Maybe a little bit of some Mariners fans out in Vancouver, just because it's the closest thing they got. But, yeah, it's a strong connection across that country to the Blue Jays. So great ratings up there, but does absolutely nothing, ratings for any U.S. market. So, yeah, and like you say, it's a good-sized market team, but it's not the biggest market.
Yeah, and then the Brewers are the smallest market team.
Yeah, Brewers have to be. I think Cincinnati's a little bit smaller of a market, but it is a very small market team because it loses a lot to the Chicago area right there. A lot of Cubs fans just travel up north to Milwaukee to go to some games, and it's when you watch those games, you see a lot of Cubby blue out there.
Not so much this year.
Not so much this year. The Brewers playing well, having the fans show up, and good for the Brewers to get the fans showing up, to Miller Park, because we're just going to call it Miller Park here.
Half of the parking was flooded over the weekend, and they still sold out.
Oh, yeah, they had a lot of rain up there lately. Oh, that's got to make it hard or fun to tailgate, whichever way you want to look at it. You can have, get your little floaty raft and float over to your truck.
I saw a press release on social media about that where they couldn't guarantee the parking spot, and if you couldn't make the games that were flooded out, the Brewers would refund your tickets or give you a voucher for another game this year.
That's good of the Brewers because so many teams just give you that rain delay where they don't give you the option of getting your cash back.
They still showed up and sold out. I believe that was Sunday's game.
I don't remember which game it was, but yeah, they've been selling out like regularly on weekends, During the week, not so much. I mean, you've got to get into like Yankee territory to start selling out during the week, because it's still, like you say, it's a small market team. It's in a good location, though, in town. It's actually in town where people are. Oh, so it's not, I thought it was
in the suburbs.
So it's not where Milwaukee Park was?
It is, which I believe is West Dallas, but it's in the suburbs. It's not a downtown ballpark like the Twin Stadium.
Yeah, Twin Stadium's downtown, like right on the river. Yeah. Cincinnati, downtown, again, on the river. All right, what else do we got? The Astros are placing Josh Hader onto the 15-day DL. It will be retroactive to the game that he played on Monday. So the slipping Astros losing their closer.
One of my favorite Brewers.
One of your favorite Brewers. How about as an Astro? Still a fan, or are you going to go boo him now? Boo.
Yeah.
Boo.
I'm not going to boo him.
Oh, okay. Not going to boo him even though he's at the bad guys?
Yeah, he's not the one banging on the trash can. Well, maybe he is now that he's
he might be on that. He's on that IL out there. Signaling out there. Yep, it's a fastball. It's a fastball. Hit the trash can, boys. Hit the trash can. So yeah, it's a tough one for the Astros. The Astros have been slipping a little bit here through the standings because it's that time of year where it's time to either put up, shut up, or go home. And right now, the Astros still hanging up there in the top. But they are getting caught quite quickly, I would say.
So are the Dodgers.
It could be, and so are the Dodgers. Dodgers are getting caught by the Padres. Mariners are catching up to the Astros. Like I said, these are going to be some exciting races coming down to the line.
Since like July 4th, the Dodgers have like the fourth worst record in all of baseball. Behind the Rockies, Braves.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other team. Well, let's throw the White Sox in there. They always suck.
Well, I mean, we don't even need to talk White Sox. I mean, the Rockies actually have probably gotten better since the All-Star break. One of the few teams that you can look at and go, man, why did they get better? Because that's just one of those that they didn't really do anything to improve. I guess maybe they finally figured out that they are allowed to play baseball because they just didn't look good.
Or teams are coming in and coasting, not giving them their best effort.
And that's a maybe, but I mean, there's enough teams that are still in it that, you figured they'd look at them and go, oh man, free victory. We've got to get this win.
You know how it is, though. You play and show up against a good team, you got to come in completely focused. You show up against a team like the Rockies that can't seem to get out of their way. You come in a little more distracted, a little more loose, thinking I've got this in the bag, and then all of a sudden, boys, we're in a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. I mean, let's look at a couple of teams since the All-Star break. The Braves 9-15 since the All-Star break. The Reds 13-11. The Cubs 10-12. Pirates 12-12 since the All-Star break. That's kind of crazy.
Dodgers, I saw.
Yeah, it's one of those. Dodgers are 10-13 since the All-Star break. The Red Sox going on the opposite end of that at 13-10. So seeing some teams catching up. Here's the big one that's on the catch-up list. The Guardians 16-7.
Yeah.
Since the All-Star break. And they are catching those Tigers because the Tigers are 10-14 since the All-Star break, which is making for a very exciting AL Central, which 3 weeks ago, we were just saying Tigers are going to put it in coast mode.
Yeah, the Tigers forgot how to pitch.
Yeah, well, they've forgotten how to pitch. I mean, their batting average is around a 230, which not bad, but not great, and on a team that...
When your team is built on pitching and you forget how to pitch, that hurts a lot.
You're built on pitching. Your park is even built on pitching. I mean, look at that thing. It is cavernous out there, and especially like into center, right center.
There's no cheapies.
Big old ballpark. And they've actually made that ballpark smaller, which is the scarier thing is that they brought those walls in, like 6-8 feet. For one, they put in an extra, they made more room for the bullpens, but they weren't getting enough home runs even for them. They were going, we need some more home runs just even for ourselves. What can we do? Well, bring your own walls in.
Houston needs to bring the hill back into play.
You want the hill back in?
I do. I didn't understand why they put it in play, but I'm really mad they took it back out of play. It should be part of the game.
It was a weird setup, where you had the flags in the middle, and and the going up the hill, and then a nice tall wall behind it, kind of like the old, park in Cincinnati where they had an uphill out in left field that Babe Ruth fell on. So it was great. It was unique. It was different, but that's one of the things that I love about baseball and love about baseball ballparks.
Yeah,
is each one is different.
There's no cookie cutter.
There is no diamond in Major League Baseball that looks like any of the other diamonds.
The diamond.
The diamond itself, but if you take the whole shape of the field and the outfield, you got a couple of them that do have that beautiful, perfectly round diamond shape to them. But most of them have those cutouts and cut-ins and all of those things that give it the personality that I love, because you don't get that with an NFL field or an NBA court or an NHL ice surface. Those are all the same size.
Yeah.
That is mandated that all of them be this size. So baseball gets that difference there.
The only thing mandated is 60 feet 6 inches from the pitcher's mound to the home plate, 90 feet per bag.
They do have some mandates on
height of the mound.
Height of the mound is a 10-inch height now, and going down the lines, you have to be at least 325. Now, you can get permission from baseball if you've got to go shorter. Like if you look at the Braves, it's at 315 down the right field, but they also put up that 20-foot wall, similar to like if you go into Baltimore and you look at it, it's also got that 20-foot wall because it's at 310.
Yeah, and the Green Monsters.
The Green Monster is just the Green Monster. Yeah, that was one of those things that they put in that wall because people were just hitting too many over. And it was actually, the concern at the time was not because people were hitting home runs. It's the businesses across the street were losing windows. So they said, you guys got to put a wall up here. And that's how the Green Monster came to be. Was not to stop home runs, but was to stop home runs from doing damage. And the Red Sox were tired of buying windows back, in the 1910s, 1912-ish time period from the way back machine there. Beautiful old stadium. I got to get to it sometime. I've never been.
Me neither. And when I go, I've got to sit on the Monster.
I would love to sit on the Monster. I would love to get, they do those tours through the stadium, and I'd love a chance to get the tour to walk even into the Monster so you could see the scoreboard and how it operates.
I hope the tour does that. Take you inside the Monster.
They used to. I don't know if they still do.
Everybody's autographed a beam inside of it.
Yeah.
So you got Ruth's autograph, McGuire's autograph, all of
Manny Ramirez down there when he had to go take a leak, sign the wall while he was in there. Anybody else remember that? Manny just like disappearing and reappearing for like a couple of plays. Manny being Manny was one of the great things about baseball.
I loved when he was the cutoff man.
Oh, yeah, and he would like dive in front to like, I got it, boys, don't worry, even though he had no reason.
He really
to even
was
be
not the
touching
cutoff
that.
man, but he thought he needed to be the cutoff man.
He was going to reach out and get it to get that throw in, which made no sense, but it was a great highlight that got replayed forever and ever. Garrett Cole is starting to throw again, had about 10 dozen pitches from some flat ground, so it's the first time that Garrett Cole has thrown since his Tommy John surgery up in the spring. He will not be ready for the
playoffs.
He will not, no. He will not be ready for the playoffs. I mean, they'll be lucky to have him at full readiness for the beginning of next season.
Yeah, they should be. If he's throwing now.
He's throwing.
Even though it's flat.
He's flat and he's just doing a handful. So, I mean, he's throwing now. And you're going to see him do some throwing in spring training next year. Now, I'm sure they're not going to start him off, full tilt boogie, of course. But I bet, we'll see him start working his way back in, 3 innings, 4 innings here and there at the beginning of next season. That's what I'm expecting to see there. And, well, there's just so many pitchers going down right now. It is just crazy. Just in general, baseball's had a lot of guys been going down lately.
I think it's kids are throwing too hard. They're not worried about any sort of secondary pitch. It's come in, throw gas as hard as I can, as fast as I can, as much as I can, and then bring in the next guy to throw gas.
Yeah.
And there's no off season.
Yeah, it's throwing now. It's not pitching,
but
it's throwing. They're just going out there and boom.
There's no taking your family vacation or taking your family away, taking a month off, taking the month of December off. That game is done. All athletics are turning into 24/7 events, and there's no off time for your body to recover.
No, they might take, like, guys that don't make the playoffs, they might take, a few weeks there, but that's about it.
Yeah.
They're going to maybe watch the postseason, but they're still going to be doing some kind of light training regardless. They're not just going to stop training altogether for like 2 weeks. That just can't happen.
I believe your body needs time to physically recover, especially from a 162-game season. Add 20 playoff games from wild card to World Series.
Yeah, it's a slog. Unlike football where you got the week going week to week between games, but football is just so much more of a contact violent sport that
but even then you're
hurts.
seeing a lot more soft tissue injuries in football. And I truly believe it's from not taking time for your body to recover.
It's that, and I think there's some issues with, you see a lot of these injuries usually towards the beginning of the season in the NFL, and it's just the body's not used to taking those hits anymore either, because you've got to know how to take a hit. You've got to learn how to take a hit. You got to learn how to do everything in sports, and you got to learn how to take a hit. And if you're not taking hits, how can you learn to take them? And the worst probably case that you can say, learn how to take a hit while a game's going on. That's a bad idea. That's why we have practices. But we've also cut down on the amount of hitting that you can have in a practice. And now we're cutting down on preseason games. And yes, teams are coming in and they're doing the shared practices and things like that. But if you really watch those, they're very set up plays for everything, both the offense and the defense. And if you watch them, you're not seeing guys truly at 100%, and you're not watching guys, give the big pops. And the quarterbacks are also wearing the red jerseys, so don't hit them. So, you can't even, the quarterbacks have also got to get used to getting sacked.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand, and that's how we feel about it right now. More hitting in football. It'll be better for the guys. But
take time to let your body recover in the offseason.
And take your time. Make yourselves feel better. You're tuned into the Sports Blitz. You can call the show. Text the show, 850-215-6290. Coming up next, great friend of the show, Sam Peebles of the Braves Dugout Podcast.
Have you ever wanted to reach out and smack someone?
Sit your ass down and shut up.
Call or text the afternoon underdogs on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida with your rants, hot takes, picks, and takedowns.
This is unacceptable at the University of Alabama.
This could go 7 games. You've got to have a bad game at some point.
The Red 70s studio line, 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida. Get in the game.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with wind 13 to 17 miles per hour out of the southwest. A possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 82. Mostly sunny and a likelihood of thunderstorms and 88 tomorrow. 90 and a chance of thunderstorms Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
Every game matters, so don't miss a moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveball swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr. 5-1 Atlanta.
Tonight, be here for another big division battle from Citi Field in New York as the Braves face off against Pete Alonso and the New York Mets.
Braves taking on the Mets in New York. Pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:10. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Can you take the hits? Here comes the Sports Blitz. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz is on the air. ESPN Northwest Florida. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And be sure to visit the website at espnpc.com. And on the line with us right now, great friend of the show, Sam Peebles. Sam Peebles is the Braves Dugout podcaster, and he drops new episodes every Thursday, so be listening for that tomorrow. And he is also a writer for Battery Power. We know Battery Power as that awesome Braves blog out there. Sam, how you doing on this kind of rainy Wednesday up there in Lynn Haven?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent, man. So, Bone Crusher, let's go ahead with that highlight.
1-0, big bouncer out to second. That'll drive in a run. Secured by McNeil. Throws to Alonso. It's a 4-3 putout, but it's an RBI for Drake Baldwin. And it's 1-0 Braves in the top of the first inning.
So I chose that as the highlight of the day for the Braves.
Here it comes. And a little floater in the center field down to a base hit.
We're just playing on, man. I love it. Let's get those Braves highlights going through.
Just looped it softly over the infield to drive in Alonso, and it's a 1-1 game.
All right, Sam. So, Braves highlight right there. First run of the game. I chose it as the highlight of the game because it was the only point in the game that I really felt some kind of hope. Not a beautiful game last night, Sam. What did you see in that loss to the Mets?
Well, the biggest takeaway for me is it looked like the Braves had a little bit of fight in them when they came back and tied it up, 5 runs. But, I mean, Spencer Strider clearly is not fully back to being 100% after his devastating injury last year. And a lost season, I mean, you can't get too mad about it. It's just that Spencer Strider's not fully ready. Hopefully after this offseason, he's rested up and ready to go next year, because we're definitely not going to get the Cy Young candidate Spencer Strider this year.
Oh, that is, I think that is a little bit out the window right now. But I mean, as you said, coming back from some injuries, and he's even been injured this year, different times.
If he's not 100% back and the Braves have very slim chances of making a wild card, wouldn't it be smarter just to shut him down for the year and save him for next year?
I don't think so, because he's still clearly got some stuff he's got to work out. And it's not like the injuries that he's dealing with. It's not. If they start to see that it's heading towards an injury, sure, shut him down. But at this point, he was out for so long, he needs to get some innings in. And the Braves need someone to eat innings, too, to finish out the season. So he's either going to be pitching in AAA or pitching here. So I believe he still has a minor league option left. So, but why not have him up in the majors and eat innings and work out kinks against Major League hitting?
Braves looked great over the weekend, though, on that 5-game stand against the Marlins. Ended up being 5 games because of that makeup game from way back earlier in the season. Took 4 out of 5 there. Braves looked really good against the Marlins. You see anything in those games that, gives you some hope for the future?
Not necessarily. The one thing that's good is that Michael Harris has clearly made some adjustments, and not only just from looking at it and watching, but he's made mechanical adjustments that you can visually see in his swing and his stance and stuff. And he's really made some adjustments and made huge improvements over the past few weeks. And so, to me, seeing Michael Harris coming back and being Michael Harris again, along with his glove, that's something the Braves really need for the future. And then, not really for the future, but Marcell Ozuna seems to be out of his slump. His hip seems to be feeling better. So for the rest of the year, we may be able to start seeing some more classic Marcell Ozuna. So that'll be fun to watch for Braves fans. I don't think it's going to be enough to move the needle to win a wild card spot, but at least it's something to look forward to.
How about that catch by Profar on that first game of Saturday? That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool to see, because the Braves over the past few years have done a lot of things right. One thing they have not done right, though, is had a good defensive left fielder. And Profar is not elite glove by any means, but he did come up through the system as a shortstop. He does have athleticism, and you see a catch like that. The Braves have really suffered in terms of left field over the past few years, so I really hope that Profar is able to be a steady force for them for the next few years.
So not exactly to do with the Braves directly, but the Braves were involved in this game. But what about Jen Powell behind the plate there on the Saturday for the second game?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a huge thing for the sport. I've never been a fan of when people say things like women can't talk about baseball, women can't coach baseball, women can't be umpires. Why not? You can do like science, like when you look at Olympics and stuff, and you talk about like women and men have different, sections that they play in. Because sure, if you want to talk about physiological stuff, but these are people coaching and making decisions for baseball. Why is it taking this long? You know what I mean? It's a great thing that's happened, and I hope to see more of it.
So do you see her being called back up from AAA anytime in the last month and a half?
I have no clue, but I would not be shocked if she's not. For her very first game, and then to have that type of tremendous pressure on her, to be the first woman umpire behind the plate, that's a huge amount of pressure. And sure, did she miss some calls? Yes, but she was only, I believe, according to the umpire scorecard, was only 1.4% below league average. On your first debut behind the plate, plus having all the pressure of being the first female, that's fantastic. So I think she's definitely earned her spot to come back.
Yeah, it's one of those things. NBA's had, female refs for how long? Even the NFL has, gals in the stripes.
She's better than Angel Hernandez ever has been.
Yeah, CB Buckner can learn something, right?
Right, exactly.
It's one of those. I was impressed. I didn't watch the game, but I was listening to it while I was sitting on my tractor, and I got to say, she stuck with it. Some words were exchanged between her and the managers, like every single Major League Baseball game. There's always words exchanged, and you know what? She exchanged back just like an umpire is supposed to. So she wasn't afraid of it. I like that. I like it. She's got gumption, man. Let's see her again. So the Braves. I was noticing something here. I looked up the daily record for the Braves. There seems to be some disparity on what day of the week the Braves play and how well they do. They do not like Sundays this year. 4-14 on Sunday games this year. Let's just go through the rest of the week. Mondays 9-2, Tuesdays 6-13, Wednesdays 5-11, Thursdays they're 507-7, Fridays 7-13, and Saturdays 13-8. Now, what's with the Braves on the weekends? They seem to like Saturdays, but when it comes to Sunday, they're just not there.
I think it's probably because Sundays are the day that I can just sit back, relax, and watch the game.
So it's your fault, Sam.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of randomness that goes into that, but it is pretty clear that with this group of guys over the past few years, last year being the exception, that they really don't do well in day games. And
Sunday's the majority of the day game.
Typically, yeah, a lot of times Sundays have day games. So
yeah, it's just one of those, you just look at it and it's just, there's the oddities of baseball.
There's no correlation between Chick-fil-A being based out of Atlanta and the Braves not playing well on Sunday.
Good point.
Maybe so. Maybe they can't get their breakfast.
Good point. That might be it. It's like, nope, I can't get my Chick-fil-A. I don't want to play, coach.
Speaking of breakfast, have you ever sent an email to Snit about having snacks in his pockets?
Oh, you're talking about like what to do with the pocket pancake?
Yes. Yeah. The Brewers have not lost since Murph pulled out the pocket pancake.
Yeah, and they're selling pocket pancakes now at their concession stand.
They are.
Pretty clever. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead. So wait, how do you have a pancake in a pocket? Do you get to buy the pair of jeans that goes with it?
No, it's got to be clever wrapping that looks like a pocket.
Okay, gotcha. I was about to say, it's like, do you get a really cool set of baseball pants with it? Covered in dirt from Miller Park? That would actually be a good idea. Used player pants that you get a pancake in.
I love the fact that baseball pants don't have front pockets.
Yeah, coming straight out of the back pocket. It's going to have the slide dirt all over it. That's going to be your covering for your pancake right there. Maybe even get a pitcher one. You can have a little bit of rosin, sprinkled on it.
Chick-fil-A sounds better. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, you're killing me here, man. Killing me here.
Dr. Puker.
All right, so Sam, the Braves 9-15 since the All-Star break. How do we bring this number up?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm actually happy with the 9-15 record at this point with the amount of injuries they've had, basically not having a rotation at all. It's honestly impressive that they've had that many wins. If they go on the pace of 9-15 for the rest of the season, I wouldn't be too mad about it. I mean, at this point, to bring it up, the offense needs to start performing, and that's really the only thing that can help because the rotation's not going to get any better, and the bullpen has done their job for the most part. A lot of people like to talk bad about bullpens, but the Braves don't have a bad bullpen. They don't have a lockdown, shutdown closer like they've had in the past, but overall their bullpen's not that bad. So really it comes down to the offense. And when Ronald Acuna comes back, we may start to see some more wins. If Michael Harris can continue to hit like he is, the two catchers hitting like they are, and then, Marcell Ozuna's hit being better, we might see an uptick in offense. But that's really the only thing that's going to start winning games because they're going to have to outscore their opponents because the pitching, the starting rotation is not going to prevent a ton of runs.
For me, the big downside this year for the bullpen, which has been good for the Braves, though, was just that really bad slump Raisel Iglesias had there for about a month where he just could not close out a game. He just, I don't know what happened to him. He was really great in Cincinnati. He's done well for Atlanta, and until that little month skid where, even Snitker moved him from the closer role to doing some setup work, but he seems to be back in there now.
Yeah, he could not have picked a worse time to have a little slump because it was right before when people were looking at potential trades. So that was probably a big reason why he's still on the Braves right now, and a team didn't trade for him, because he is making $16 million this year, and teams aren't going to want to spend that type of money on a guy that just came off of a month-long slump.
Yeah, 5 blown saves this year so far for Iglesias. His record, which he set back in 2019, was 6 blown saves, but he also collected 34 saves that well for the Cincinnati Reds that year. So just numbers down for him, but that's why we play the games, man, is we just got to see what happens. So with the Braves, and we already kind of know where they are right now. They're way out of that wild card spot. We're about, 2 weeks away from the expanded roster, which now is only 2 more guys, so 28. What do you see for the Braves right now as being reasonable goals to finish out this season?
Honestly, for the rest of the season, just figure out the guys that you're going to play next year. So, like, if we have the expanded roster, maybe leave Nacho Alvarez up there and continue to give him at-bats to see if he's a guy that you want to be part of the future, because, at the end of the season, the Braves have to figure out what they're going to do up the middle. Are they going to keep Ozzie Albies? What are they going to do at shortstop? So guys like Nacho Alvarez, they need to see, is he truly going to be an everyday starter for them next season, because he's going to be a big deciding factor on whether they exercise that option for Ozzie Albies. Because even though Nacho Alvarez is playing third base right now, he really profiles better as a second baseman, and he can play shortstop in a pinch. So if his bat's really good, they may even consider playing him at shortstop over Nick Allen. So I think that's really things like that. Who's going to be the starters? Who's going to be on the bench next year? Is Eli White they're going to keep Eli White? What are they going to do with that kind of stuff? Outside of that, most of their guys are pretty much locked up, other than the guys that we know are probably going to be gone, like Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, I do not see Marcell Ozuna coming back. I think he is performing his last duties for the Braves this season. I bet he does get re-signed somewhere, but I'm not going to see it in Atlanta, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be retiring anytime soon, but I do think that another team is going to be willing to pay him more money than the Braves will. All right, Sam, so the doctor told me you're a big fan of snail and shark, and yesterday we learned that I eat turtle, so we're just trying to figure out what kind of weird oddities people enjoy for a culinary adventure. I would not say that I like those. I would say that I've eaten them. I've been on, one of my things that my family likes to do is go on cruises, and one of the cruise lines we go on, at least it used to be this way, is they'd always have something weird that you've probably never tried on the menu. So I tried to do that every time, and the weirdest things I had was shark and snail, and I will say shark is much better than snail. Yeah, the escargot's a little bit chewy.
They've got to be fresh.
Yeah, you got to get them fresh, and don't eat them raw, by the way.
No, thank you. I will not. I'm not going to eat either one of those raw. I don't even like raw sushi.
I'd do the raw sushi, but shark, I think I'd probably want it cooked, being a little bit higher on the predator scale.
I'm surprised you can have shark.
It's hard to get. You can find it some places, but it's hard to get in the U.S.
I've caught one and smoked it, and it was delicious, but that was me personally catching it. I don't think I've ever seen it on the distributor's list.
I've seen it on menus in other countries I've been in. I'll put it that way. All right, Sam, thank you for your time here on this Wednesday. You got any final words for the people? Hey, just stick it through and enjoy the rest of the season and look forward to the next one. All right, chop on, Sam. Go Braves. We have been on the phone with Sam Peebles. He is the creator of the Braves Dugout podcast. Drops every Thursday, and he is a writer for Battery Power. So head on over to Battery Power and see what Sam is writing about. When we come back, we will finish our rules discussion for the NFL that we started yesterday. The Sports Blitz coming to you live, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Mom and Dad, another school year will soon be here. Students have been dressing in style and comfort for over 50 years shopping that boot store with the widest selections and lowest prices on brand name clothing, boots, and shoes with the friendliest staff. Why shop anyplace else? That boot store, open Tuesday through Thursday, 9 till 5, Friday and Saturday, 9 till 5:30, next to Bill Bird Kia, 15th Street, Panama City. That boot store, where God is good all the time.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Every game matters, so don't miss a moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveball swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr. 5-1 Atlanta.
Tonight, be here for another big division battle from Citi Field in New York as the Braves face off against Pete Alonso and the New York Mets.
Braves taking on the Mets in New York. Pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:10. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The new Sports Blitz.
Oh, yes!
Rants, hot takes, and huge reactions are incoming on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Sports Blitz, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go, and visit the website, espnpc.com. And the Atlanta Braves are on the airwaves here tonight, 104.3 and 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast. Braves taking on the Mets tonight, 6 o'clock pregame, 6:10 for the first pitch. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Bill Bird Kia, PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Hewitt Tire and Auto, and Hometown Towing. We do have a caller on the line. Richie from PCB is going to talk some LSU with us. Richie, how is your Wednesday?
It's good. It's good thing.
Good, man. What you got for us?
I never call, but I did want to talk some LSU, but I do want to say about the Braves that you mentioned them. It's not too late for them to save the season. They don't have to make the playoff. They don't have to do that. They can still go out as the best team playing for the rest of the year and be ready to wipe the floor with everybody next year.
Absolutely.
They're playing the ball again, so, and they're capable. As far as LSU, I just want to say the top guns out there in professional football right now: Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, both LSU quarterbacks. The top draws in the NFL draft, LSU players. I am proud of LSU, the fact that I remember years back, I'm an older guy, when I went to school there, they had all the power in the world, but they didn't have that thrust in the quarterback position once in a great while, every decade or so. I've noticed that they've changed that. They've got good quarterbacks along with the talent, and I think this year is going to be. I think it's going to be a surprisingly good year for Burrow and Jaden Daniels this year. I think they're going to show everybody exactly what they have. And you know what? If for some reason the Bengals don't do it upright with Burrow and Chase, they can move to New Orleans, go down with the Saints, retire there, and each one of them can be run for governor every other term and win it.
I love the thought process there. I love it, Richie.
They got something good to fall back on no matter what.
Right on, Richie. So are you feeling your LSU Tigers maybe for a playoff push then?
They have the talent. The one thing I worry about, and I depends upon you guys to know more than I do about it, I'm not sure about Coach. I'm not sure if he's the disciplinarian like an SEC coach is supposed to be. He came from Notre Dame. That's good. They have their own type of discipline, Hail Mary and all that. That's nice. These are Southern Louisiana boys and SEC boys. You got to be a little bit tighter with them.
Yeah, I do think Brian Kelly's seat is a little bit hot. I mean, if he only has a 7-win season, I think he's just straight gone. If it's an 8-win season, I even still think he has conversations that involve, look, man, if you do this again, you're gone.
But look over at Georgia. Kirby Smart had a lot of disciplinary actions in the last 2 off seasons with his team, but the difference is his team's winning 11 games a year, and LSU is not.
No, I know. And it's not like they don't have the talent. They've not had the discipline.
But I agree with you that Brian Kelly is not the answer. He wasn't the answer at Notre Dame because 2 years after he left Notre Dame, they've made a deep run into the playoffs.
Yeah, a deep run, like to the finals. Deep.
And 5 minutes away from winning that game.
And that as well, yeah. All right, Richie, anything else for us, my man?
I miss Coach Joe.
Oh, yeah. We miss old Coach Joe. All right, Richie, thanks for the phone call, my man.
For them, LSU, anybody can brag about anything, and there's some fine teams. I have respect for all the SEC teams. I have respect for Ohio State. I have a little bit of love for them since they were silly enough to let Burrow go. I think people fail to realize what all LSU, year after year, what they've contributed to the draft.
LSU has been a great football university, man. They have been producing great talent for a long time, and now that they are starting to get into that quarterback talent, that will lead to just even more greater talents because the quarterback position is the key position in football. I think we will all agree to that one. All right, Richie, thank you for your call, man.
Quarterback.
All right, Richie, we will talk to you again. Thank you for the call, Richie from Panama City Beach. All right, Chef Ross, new NFL rules. We got some new ones. We talked about a few of them yesterday. We'll go over real quick some of them here with you, get you to have some takes on it so far. So the dynamic kickoff is here to stay. The NFL has said. Now, what they are doing to improve it, which I like this idea, so touchbacks no longer go to the 25, but touchbacks up to the 35.
I like that. That's 10 yards closer to a field goal, 10 yards closer to more points. 10 yards, most NFL head coaches do not want to give up, so we're going to see returns.
Yeah, you're going to see, I've seen a lot of styles, almost looks like kind of, a coffin kick into the corner where they're just almost just bouncing that ball right on the 5-yard line. So we're going to see, I don't know if it's going to lead to more, touchdowns on the kickoffs themselves, but I think it is going to lead to more scoring because you're going to see the guys getting further up the field.
Did they get rid of the landing zone then? Because if it was in the landing zone, the ball came back to the 25. It was landed out of the landing zone. That's when the ball came to the 35.
Yeah, you return everything now, but if it goes out of bounds or if it is a touchback, it just comes up to the 35.
They did get rid of that landing zone, so no matter where the ball lands, it's going to the 35.
Yeah. Okay. If it is not returned, if it goes into a touchback, if it does anything, ball to 35, which is what they needed to do because, going from the 20 to the 25, does it hurt? Yes. But, if you looked at it last year, they were just still kicking the ball straight out of the uprights. Nope, we're not going to allow returns, And they wanted the returns. So this is a way to bring them back in.
Heck, wasn't it the Jaguars kicker that kicked that 70-yarder
last
week.
Yeah. That
he only
was
needs
crazy.
He only needs 5 yards in there in field goal range.
All right, so what else do we got? Onside kicks. So we have made some changes to the onside kick rule. It used to be you could only have the onside kick in the fourth quarter when you were losing. So now you can have an onside kick at any point during the game as long as you are losing, but you still have to tell the referee, hey, I'm going to do an onside kick. And then the referee is going to run over to the other side of the field and tell the other coach, hey, they're going to do an onside kick. So the element of surprise is just gone.
That's the sad casualty of the dynamic kickoff is you lose a surprise onside kick. So if you declare the onside kick, everyone knows it's coming. Everyone's got their hands team out. I believe, only 2 were successful of all of last year?
Something like that. It's a crazy low number.
I don't think it's worth risk-reward to have the onside kick. Is it still something to have in your pocket? Yes. But without the surprise onside kick where Pat McAfee would just walk up and touch the ball, go 10 yards, and fall on it.
Yep, those are dead and gone. And I'm sad about that. Those were, they did make for an exciting plays, but I understand where the league is going with this one. So overtime rules, new overtime rules. Both teams will have possession of the football no matter what. So even if team number 1 gets the kickoff and returns that kickoff for a touchdown, they still have to kick it to the other guys, and they have a chance to score as well. And they're also cutting the time down from a full quarter to 10 minutes.
Just give them a participation trophy.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Overtime needs some changes. Let's just go to college overtime at this point.
If you're gonna give both teams possession, just give both teams possession. Take away the kickoff, take away the punt, and put the ball on the 40 and score.
Go. Yeah, just college it.
I got an idea.
Let's hit it.
Why don't we have sudden death and make teams show up with their defense to win a game?
We've done that. It's not always the best because you get those teams that just run the clock out, get to the point where they can kick the field goal, and the other guy has no chance. So you're just basically leaving it to a coin flip for determining who can get a win.
If you
not
can't
the best
stop
way.
that defense, that offense from marching down the field, you don't deserve the game.
What did Josh Allen say after that playoff game where Patrick Mahomes ran him down the field? I don't deserve a chance. We couldn't stop him. I don't deserve a chance at the ball.
Yeah. It's one of those,
and
I like
that's
each
the
team.
play that changed the rule forever.
Right. And I'm fine with, I like it that both teams have a chance, but if you get a touchdown, it should just be done.
Yeah.
If a touchdown happens, it's like hitting a home run and banana ball in extra innings. It's just done now.
If we're worried about player safety, first score wins.
Yeah. If we're worried about player safety and we're worried about putting time on the bodies, then yeah, that's going to be the safest thing because it reduces the amount of time that those guys are out on the field, and that's when the guys get hurt is when they're out on the field. True fact. All right, we'll go over one of these real quick with Chef Ross, and we'll catch up with these a little bit later in the show. So first downs will be measured electronically. I have already had my meltdown about this. Do you have one as well?
Absolutely stupid.
I am not a fan.
It has not sped up the game at all. In fact, the times that it's broke down, they can't run the chain gang out because there's no marker to know where the stupid chain gang is supposed to set up at.
Yeah. And so now they're just like literally like they have an umpire like leaning over the ball and looking down and looking at the sidelines going, this one looks like a first down, so let's just call it a first down because we can't run the chain gang out.
Absolutely stupid rule. Go back to the original. Plus, more jobs, better economy.
And I mean, let's look at it this way. If something goes wrong, because, technology just works so great all the time, let's go look at how many times like a computer freezes up when you're doing something. Why not have just that backup? I mean, you're still having the guys from the chain gang standing there. They're still out there. They just don't have the marks on the chains anymore to run them out as traditionally that we would do. Why can't we just have that as a backup in case it goes, hey guys, the machine is not working. It is broke.
We're rebooting.
Yeah, it's rebooting, guys. It's not working. So why can't we just run those guys out there like we have for, 100 years of football before it? I don't like it.
Yeah. Go on before I have a meltdown and we go past time.
Like it. Well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. But no, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I've watched at least a dozen preseason games, and at least in 2 of the games, the technology didn't work, period. Like at any point in the game when they would have to go and they would have to measure, they would get the call down from the top.
The machine, it's broke. Just take a guess.
Not only that, how many times have we laughed on Monday morning because the referee had to get the little index card out to make sure there was a gap between the chain and the nose of the football?
Exactly. Entertainment, drama. It's a great drama. Football is drama. Football is built for TV.
I am against instant replay in baseball because it took away the manager meltdown. I love to see that manager go off and give the umpire his business and then clear out the dugout in the middle of the field.
All right, guys, you tuned into the Sports Blitz. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. You are tuned into ESPN Northwest Florida.
You've read the headlines. You've seen the highlights. But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's a baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For this afternoon and evening, likely thunderstorms and some sun and a high of 86 with wind 13 to 17 miles per hour out of the southwest. A possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies tonight and quite warm near 82. Mostly sunny and a likelihood of thunderstorms and 88 tomorrow. 90 and a chance of thunderstorms Friday. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Every game matters, so don't miss a moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveball swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr. 5-1 Atlanta.
Tonight, be here for another big division battle from Citi Field in New York as the Braves face off against Pete Alonso and the New York Mets.
Braves taking on the Mets in New York. Pregame 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:10. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Now back to the Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Sports Blitz is on the air, ESPN 104.3 Northwest Florida. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You can find us there, ESPN Northwest Florida. Download our app. We are on the Google Play Store. We are on the Apple App Store. You can find us there, as well as ESPN Northwest Florida. Visit the website, espnpc.com, to know about all of the happenings here at the studio, and keep it tuned in. We got a tropical storm out there in the Atlantic, and the weather should be at the top of all of our minds during hurricane season. And you can rely on ESPN Northwest Florida for the most accurate forecast and active weather updates from Joanna. A big thanks to Mid-South Lumber, Ellis Agency Insurance, and Earthworks of Northwest Florida for bringing us this valued community service. So it is time for our oddities, because truth is always stranger than fiction. All right, everybody. This one's a sad one for me. And it's going to be sad for many of you out there.
Am I going to cry?
You are. Your nostalgia is going to make you cry here.
Donate your pets to the zoo?
It's even worse than that, Chef Ross. It's even worse than that. But AOL, we all remember the cockroach of the internet that is America Online. We all used it at some point in our lives.
It still exists?
It still exists. But AOL has announced it will discontinue its dial-up internet service. A sad, sad day for us all who remember that you just didn't pick up your cell phone to get on the internet. No, you actually had to have a landline, which who has that anymore? No one.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And then you had to get on that landline and you had to dial a telephone number. And when the other end of that number picked up, they didn't say hello. No, kids, gather round. It's story time from the old man. He didn't say hello. He said, ding, ding. I know, I'm making so many of you out there cry right now with nostalgia. There we go. That's the exact sound. That's bringing back some high school memories.
That feels good. That's some dopamine right there.
That's some old school stuff. So, starting next month.
Hang on, we're not logged in yet.
All right, hold on. Oh yeah,
20 minutes later.
This is also coming in at a quick 93 kilobytes per second.
Yeah.
Ooh, lightning speed. We could download those photos in maybe a half hour.
We're online now.
Oh man, but yep, next month is when the end of dial-up comes around. So we wish you well, AOL, with whatever it is you're gonna do in the future. I'm not quite sure, what
you've got
AOL is doing anymore, because I mean it's still out there. I guess it's still a internet service provider. I guess it's still providing people with emails out there, but you can no longer pick up those free little discs that give you, hey, you can get on the internet for 3 free hours.
Yeah, you got the 10 items or less at the grocery store. Grab that AOL disc. 30 days, man, I'm good.
We got a free 30 days. Then we got to go create another name after that. But then we got another 30 days. Yay, we all did that.
The best thing about AOL was Napster.
Oh, yes, LimeWire and Napster. Big fan of both. BC, you know. Statute of limitations is passed, man. You can admit it.
Point-to-point file sharing. Yeah, that was revolutionary. I still get emails, though, from AOL.com accounts. People have held on to that email address for...
My brother and sister-in-law still have them. They still, their email addresses is at AOL.com. They still have it. And it's like, wow.
So when they receive email, do they still got the dude in the background going, "You've got mail.
You've got mail." I don't know. I'm going to have to ask, because I'm sure they just open it with their phone now. So I'm sure all those little fun things have gone to the wayside because, well, they were fun and cute and entertaining, So I'm sure it is dead and gone. Oh, sad days for all of us out there. What else do we got? All right, so Chef Ross, you can maybe relate to this story. Let's go. Chicago. It's a mystery landing on porches across the country. Unwanted boxes piling up for weeks or even months. It may look like a shipping mistake or a strange promotion, but experts say this is a scam carried out on an international level. Nicole Nassif says unwanted Walmart boxes kept showing up at her doorstep. I came home one day, and there was a box at my front door that was addressed to my restaurant, but it was at my home address, Nassif said. Nassif opened the box to find 2 bottles of barbecue sauce inside, and as a restaurant owner, she just wondered if it was a promotion. But then more boxes started coming, and more boxes started piling up, and they always had 2 bottles of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce inside of all of them. And she didn't know why she was getting them, so she recalled the return address and said, "Stop sending me these boxes." Well, the shipments were not actually coming from Sweet Baby Ray's in Chicago, but they were coming from an international reseller. One of the box after another box. It got a lot of confusion, Nassif said. Nassif discovered her South Loop restaurant, Emmy's Mediterranean Kitchen, was being impersonated on Walmart Marketplace. Her home address was listed as the return address. Ellie Clemens from the International Information Technology and Innovation Foundation says overseas businesses are using U.S. addresses to avoid following rules of international sellers. They do not want to pay for a prepaid international return label, and they really don't want to get the products back anyway. Unfortunately, I think U.S. consumers are just getting to be the victim in this, and there's not a lot of options or resources, Clemens said. Nassif says it took several weeks, dozens of emails, but finally, the boxes stopped showing up. So there we go. I mean, you need to check Walmart, everybody, and make sure that your address is not being used as a return address for whatever is being sold at Walmart. Or maybe you do. You might be getting some cool stuff from Walmart for free. But, I mean, if it's just nothing but Sweet Baby Ray's, nothing against Sweet Baby Ray's, but after a couple of bottles, I think I'm kind of done for a little while.
Go to the local food pantry. You're getting free barbecue sauce, and it's a good barbecue sauce. It's not a terrible product, and you're not paying for it.
Yeah, but I mean,
this is like anti-porch pirating.
I could see it being kind of annoying, though, coming home and like, oh, look, 4 more boxes of Sweet Baby Ray's. Hey, kids, we're eating tonight.
You could resell it. Yeah, it's the number one barbecue sauce at the Dollar General.
No doubt, man. It's not a bad barbecue sauce. I mean, I like mine better because I just enjoy making it myself. But in a pinch, it's doable.
Yeah, it's one of the best commercial barbecue sauces, especially big name available everywhere commercial barbecue sauces that's on the market.
U.S. federal prosecutors have announced criminal charges against Jimmy Chavarzy, the Haitian gang leader known better as Barbecue, who leads an alliance of gangs that control much of the capital of Port-au-Prince. The indictment alleges that Mr. Chavez, as well as U.S. citizen Basil Richardson, 48, solicited funds from the Haitian diaspora community in the U.S. to help pay gang members and buy firearms in violation of U.S. sanctions.
He took my gang name, dadgummit.
Dadgummit, he took the barbecue. Mr. Chavez, a former police officer who is at large in Haiti, leads the group of Viva Asnuma, or Live Together. The U.S. is offering $5 million for information leading to his arrest. The group has been accused of multiple murders, kidnappings, and attacks on infrastructure. So, Chef Ross, we got to come up with a new name for you, man.
I know.
The government took it from you. Can you believe that, the government taking your name like that?
I need a better gangster name, even though barbecue would have worked. Amazing.
Yeah, I like it. Barbecue. So, anybody out there that is looking to make some $5 million, you need a little bit of investment. You got to get to Haiti. And as long as you can find this guy and call the government of the United States and be like, hey, I found barbecue, you're $5 million richer. It sounds fairly safe, doesn't it, Bone Crusher?
I think the code word is I've got ribs.
Is this guy like the kingpin of the Sweet Baby Ray return scam?
They might be, man.
I literally thought these two stories were connected.
No,
the barbecue sauce coming on the porch, and then the kingpin barbecue.
Yeah.
No, I just luckily connected them that way.
And his accomplice, Basil. His accomplice's name was Basil?
That is...
or Alfredo sauce.
Yeah. Basil Richardson. Yeah. So, yeah. All right. We just keep those food motivations going. All right, Chef Ross, anything for us of an oddity?
A little bit, and this is kind of sports related.
All right, bring it up.
Apparently, the Minnesota Vikings are making their fans upset by having male cheerleaders this year.
Okay.
And the article that I pulled up is they're not the only ones. 11 other teams also have male cheerleaders in 2025.
Yeah, I'm a Titans fan. I've had season tickets for the Titans when they first came around for the first couple of seasons. My dad and I did. And on and off, the Titans always had, male cheerleaders on the sideline. It wasn't every year, but some years they did. I know the Buccaneers have male cheerleaders this year because I watched the Titans-Bucks preseason game on Saturday, and right there on the sideline, there were male cheerleaders with the Buccaneers cheerleaders, so I don't understand what the upsetness is.
Apparently the upsetness is one of the male cheerleaders is the captain of the squad.
Outrageous.
So anyway, here's the teams with male cheerleaders in 2025.
All right, hit it.
Minnesota Vikings, Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Rams, New Orleans Saints, Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers, New England Patriots, your Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Carolina Panthers.
I don't get the upsetness.
Every college team from NAIA to NCAA has male cheerleaders. Most high schools have male cheerleaders.
George Herbert Walker Bush
was a male cheerleader.
You know, the first Bush presidency, he was a male cheerleader in college. I don't.
Well, let me ask you a question. Are these male cheerleaders are the big fat guys that got to hold up the girls?
Yeah,
Are we talking about slender guys in tight pants prancing around?
I mean, the ones that the Bucks had and the ones that the Titans have are, you know, like what you see in college, you know, where they're carrying the loud megaphone thing and they're holding the chicks up and, you know, throwing them up and down and things like that.
They're just there to catch the chicks.
Yeah.
They need a strong guy.
Yeah, they're just hold this chick up with one hand, dude. That's all you got to do.
Fat guy, but I don't want some like really in shape guy with tight pants dancing around. I can't see that. That's not gonna amp me up for the game.
Well, I mean, it takes all creatures of this world, but they're your standard male cheerleader that we've seen
for 100
years. Yeah, that we've seen for 100 years. Yeah, it's nothing new. So it's one of those. It's
phase
like,
that out. I guess they're phasing that back in. Listen, most guys, and this is disgusting, but I have to bring this up, are there to objectify the cheerleaders. So.
Yeah, most of them. I mean, a lot of them are, but I mean, it's
about what's happening out there.
It's a sale point for some guys too to show up. You know, it is
the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders,
Laker girls,
right? You know, it's
and it's I'm just trying to figure out why we're upset by this. It's something that we have done for so long.
My biggest fear is touching elbows with another man. I don't need certain things.
Yeah, well, I mean, these dudes aren't like picking each other up and, you know, throwing each other around. They're just picking up the chicks and throwing each other. Yeah, that's true. I mean, whatever they do in the locker room, that's their business. That's how that happens. So, yeah, all right. So, Vikings fans, 850-215-6290. That is the phone number here. Why are you upset about male cheerleaders?
Terry Lamb, I know you're listening. Give us a call.
Yeah, let us know, guys. I just want to know. Just want to know. Just some questions for you guys. Not upset. Just want to understand. All right, some other NFL rules that we have not got to yet. So let's talk about some of these other ones. So replay assist will be expanding. So the replay official will have the ability to review and enforce or overturn calls on things that are face masks, horse collar tackles, hitting a defensive player, roughing the kicker, and tripping. The replay officials will not be allowed to have penalties called, so they will not be throwing flags or letting the umpire or the referee on the field know that they've missed something. But they will be able to look at a play and pick a flag up if that flag was thrown. So, like, say if it, referee throws the flag for a face mask, he can call down, hey, ref, he grabbed him by the chest, not by the face mask. You can pick the flag up. Not bad. I don't hate it. It makes us have more, a fairer, more balanced kind of game called, and it just keeps the referees in line because we always like to complain about the referees missing that call and not getting this call and things like that. So it's a way to make a correction to some of the things that are out there.
But if they miss the call on the field, the replay official can't say, hey, he cheated.
No, the replay official cannot, throw a flag out there. But I think what they should do is they should give the guy a flag, but he's got to throw it all the way from the press box down to the field for it to last. Because if he throws it and it doesn't make it to the field, no flag. Then maybe he can get like a little drone and fly it over the field and drop it.
Or if we allow him to throw, we would know which replay officials go to WNBA games.
That's a true fact. We will know because they got a good arm on them, man, to get it that far. What else do we got? So this is kind of an oddity, and it has to do with some of the new NFL rules, but not a true oddity. So the NFL, the No Fun League, has made a ruling on a celebration. And the NFL is going to allow the bow and arrow celebration back into the mix on touchdown celebrations. The league was, cracking down on anything that was violence, quote unquote, guns, knives, weapons, end quote. So they still can't, do a Ja Morant mimic of the finger guns. Can't do that. No.
No shooter, Gavin.
No shooter. But bow and arrow is okay. But it's not okay to face the bow and arrow at your opponent. But you can face the bow and arrow at your own teammates. Dumb. This is dumb, guys. Like, I just don't get this one. It's like, okay, if we're going to say we're going to not have anything to do with violence, fine. I get it, even though we're playing an excessively violent game. You're trying to make a family atmosphere here. Okay, I understand that. But you're going to go ahead and let them have the bow and arrow, but we can't have the Ja Morant hand grenade or the Ja Morant finger guns. Okay, explain the difference to me between the gun and the bow and arrow.
Bullets travel further?
I guess so. But it's just, you look at that one and go, really? So bow and arrow, okay. Finger gun in your buddy, not okay.
Hey.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. All right, NFL, you and your no fun league just hanging out, ruining my afternoons by making me think about how there is bow and arrow celebrations.
I have changed my stance on the NFL touchdown celebrations and stuff like that. I was completely against it. I was the old guy, act like you've been there before type, give the ball to the ref and do it again. Then these celebrations got to be really cool and really funny. And as long as you're celebrating with your team, lifting up your teammates, go for it. But at the point where it turns into taunting the opponent, that's where the flag needs to happen.
I guess I'm too much of a hockey fan, and I'm just used to taunting the other guy relentlessly and ruthlessly.
But yeah, celebrate with your team. Celebrate your success with your team. Don't point out the other team's failure.
And I mean, I am fine with the touchdown celebrations, like when Ezekiel Elliott jumped into the kettle.
Oh, that was perfect.
That was great. That was funny. And then they fined him. I was like, that's bad, NFL. That was entertaining.
At least the kids went to the Salvation Army,
fun, though. So it's as long as, I guess, don't pull any knives out. Don't pull any grenades out of your socks.
Don't jump in a sandbag.
And hand them off to the other guys, We all remember T.O. and the Sharpie sock.
Yeah.
That was great.
Don't have a cell phone in the upright.
No cell phone in the upright, no selfies. They should do that again. Actually, that's what they should do, is they should, just put a, camera on the goalpost that just faces down into the end zone so the guys can go up and just literally play to the camera.
They have that camera in the end zone somewhere.
Yeah.
Where, after an interception, the whole defense runs and poses in front of that camera.
Yeah, that's just a guy carrying the camera. I guess that could work. I was just thinking of, having, a static stationary one. But, yeah, I guess you got a good point there with an NFL football game. We already got one or two guys, hauling cameras around in the end zone to get all those really cool, great, wonderful shots of the touchdown celebration. So NFL, allow us to celebrate. Let the kids have fun. Don't be the no fun league. Coming up next on the Sports Blitz, we're going to talk Ohtani and his lawsuit, and we'll get into other sports legal news. This is the Sports Blitz. Call the show. Text the show 850-215-6290.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. Likely thunderstorms and partly cloudy the rest of the day with temps near 86 and a wind 13 to 17 miles per hour. Possible thunderstorms and mostly clear skies tonight and a temperature of 82. About the same tomorrow around 88 with a mixture of mostly sunshine and a possibility of thunderstorms. A likelihood of thunderstorms Friday and hot around 90. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Reliable Coffee Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Coffee Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Coffee Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Want to bet on sports but no clue where to start? Millions of players are already making moves on Hard Rock Bet. Your friends might be winning. Why not you? Bet with confidence. Bets by real players help guide your picks. Go with the crowd and cash in on the wins. Any pick that catches your eye. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. New players bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
The Sports Blitz.
Woo! Welcome home, baby.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You are tuned in to the Sports Blitz. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download the app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And visit the website, espnpc.com. James Fife in the captain's chair with me today. We got Chef Ross and Bone Crusher. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is making sure that you are in the game. We are giving away Jacksonville Jaguar tickets. We will be giving away tickets to every single home game at Everbank Stadium this season. So keep it tuned in right here, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, and we will explain to you what chances you got of being that big winner for those Jags tickets. First game will be the 7th of September. The Jaguars will be taking on the Carolina Panthers. All right, so Ohtani and legal problems. Something that when he came into the league, I was not expecting. But, well, here we are again talking about Ohtani. Getting into some kind of hot water, and it's one of those cases again. I don't think it's Ohtani himself bringing the issues, but it's the people that are around him that are bringing the issues. So what is happening? Basically, a Hawaii real estate investor is suing Ohtani, claiming that the Dodgers star and his agent got him fired from a $240 million luxury housing development on the Big Island of Hawaii. So basically, Baleo, the agent representative for Shohei Ohtani, you know, he does a lot of business dealings for Mr. Ohtani. That's what an agent is supposed to do. He's supposed to go out and he's supposed to get you money to play baseball. He also goes out and gets you money to endorse items and, you know, to sell your name, image, and likeness, much like, you know, the college athletes do. And he goes out and, you know, he makes money. He makes deals with all these people like, yes, you can use my client's image for, you know, your real estate development here in Hawaii. It'll cost you X amount. And, you know, Ohtani will come out and shake your hand and say, these are beautiful homes. Buy one. Why don't you? Well, so it apparently just, so when you really dig into this story, it just looks like everybody involved at this is pointing fingers at everybody else involved with this on why it is just absolutely fallen through. So the developer, Kevin J. Hayes, and his real estate partner, Tomoko Matsumo, are the ones that are, those two are the ones that are bringing most of the suit against Mr. Ohtani. They're also bringing suits against each other, having a fight outside of this fight, and that's how bad this thing has gone. So a whole bunch of houses, with the houses, you know, being fairly nice houses, with the average price of these houses being $17.3 million a piece. That is $17.3 million for one household. That's got to be a really, really nice house, I would assume. I mean, I get it. It's expensive to live in Hawaii. Very expensive to live in Hawaii. But still, a $17 million house? Expensive. So basically, they're saying Ohtani backed out. he wasn't doing it. Baleo was just lying to them, and he had never had any interest in actually going through with any of the venture. And they're looking to, recoup, 200 and some odd million from this lost venture. And I just don't see it. The contracts that you're looking at are weak at best, with Ohtani not actually having his signature anywhere on these things. So can we really, truly involve him in it? That I don't know. The courts will tell us how this plays out. And if we do remember earlier, Ohtani got in trouble, not Ohtani himself, but Ohtani got in a little bit of trouble because we weren't really sure what was happening in that whole Ippei gambling thing. But it turns out Ohtani just didn't know anything about it. Oh, I don't know anything about, $17 million missing.
Really?
You don't notice $17 million missing from your bank account?
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'd kind of notice $17 million missing from my bank account. But we all know Ippy has gone to jail. He'll be there for 5 years now. And he needs to be. You shouldn't really be stealing $17 million from a guy that you're working for. But again, this is Ohtani getting surrounded by people getting him in trouble. Now, is the guy really this naive that he's not noticing these things? I mean, how bad is it that you don't even notice $17 million missing from your account? Now, I get it. There is a language barrier there, but he's been in the U.S. long enough, and he does some interviews in English. And I'm assuming he can read enough basic English that he can go to a banking app and see how much money's sitting there.
Right.
So
and I'm sure most banks have Japanese as a translation available.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't see why not. Yeah, most banks, when you walk in, they have that list right up there at the front. It's like, you can dial this number to get this person to translate it for you.
Or you just go into the app and go available languages. There's like 700 to choose from.
Yeah, and a lot of the smartphones now, even you can just go into your smartphone and tell it, hey, can you just translate this for me? And the smartphone will go, yeah, sure.
Maybe we need to get Shohei how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah, we need to get Shohei on the ChatGPT. That'll help out, I'm sure.
Godzilla.
Yes, Godzilla. I'm sure he'll make all kinds of Godzilla ChatGPT memes. So Ohtani, man, just from one guy to another. I love watching you play baseball, man.
I want to still watch you play baseball.
Just be careful about the people you're keeping around you right now. It's a little bit questionable. Just
let me ask you a question about him. The gambling thing. So at the end of the day, you believe he was not gambling himself.
Do I?
Yeah, I want to make a comparison between him and Pete Rose.
So for me, they legally, yeah, he did nothing. They went through, said no, he didn't. In my little tin foil hat, that's a lot of money to be missing and not to be noticed missing. Did he have something to do with it? I think so. I think he had to know that money was going away. I think he had to know that money was disappearing. And I think he had to know that it was going to his quote unquote friend and interpreter. I think again, it's a naivety thing that he was thinking he was helping his buddy out, that he was helping a friend out. I don't think he was directly telling him to go bet, but I'm sure Ippei was coming up and saying, hey man, I got a great bet. I just need a little bit of money to put down on it. And I'm sure he was like, oh, sure, you're my friend. You'll pay me back. Here's the money.
Can I borrow $8 million for a Coke?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a little bit of a naivety thing with him, maybe. But it might just be full out being naive on the whole situation and just head in the ground. I don't know anything. That's a bad way to be a millionaire.
My tinfoil hat's going, how deeply did MLB investigate? I say this because we have 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers that have been out since before the All-Star break with gambling issues. The Shohei investigation was done over, and he was acquitted within a month.
Well, yeah, baseball needed him to be out there making money for baseball.
So how deep did they dive into his side of the Ippei gambling?
Oh, well, they found Ippei gambling. They found money missing. They went up to Ohtani. Ohtani, did you know about this? No, he's just my friend. No, I don't.
He's not my bookie. He wasn't placing bets for me.
No, he's not my bookie. He's just my friend. He might have been gambling. I don't know. He was just asking for money, so I gave it to him. It's naive, man.
And Shoeless Joe Jackson was out of the Hall of Fame and out of baseball for 105 years because he didn't know how to read.
Yeah, he signed contracts that he did not know how to read. He, barely had it functioning into that kind of world. Like, when he signed his contracts, he put an X down because he didn't know how to read. He didn't know how to write. So him being kind of tossed out with the bathwater there, not a great look, but he was a part of the team that was throwing the games. Now, did he know directly that he was throwing the games?
Not looking at his numbers.
Not looking at what he did in that series. No. Did everybody else around him? Oh, yeah, they knew. Wow. Yeah, they knew. So
there's a reason the book's called 8 Men Out.
Yeah, those 8 guys knew exactly what they were doing.
He was not part of that.
So, Ohtani, be careful with the people that you are keeping around you, because they can bring you down even faster than you can bring yourself down.
This next one's really juicy.
Oh, where do you want to go?
Let's talk Chucky.
Chuck, bring it.
So, court in Vegas has found that John Gruden has a case of collusion against the NFL.
Yep. That was ruled this week. So, yeah, it was Nevada court Monday ruled on the 2021 lawsuit filed by the Raiders, former Raiders head coach. So, and basically the Nevada Supreme Court in a 5-2 ruling said that the arbitration clause in the NFL Constitution is unconscionable and does not apply to Gruden as a former employee. So basically, we all remember John Gruden's emails got leaked. We remember all the dumb things that he said in those emails because, well, everything you do nowadays, folks, is public. Let's face it. Everything you do in private is public. Anything you put down on the internet, it is public. Anything you say out in public, there is a camera watching you and probably a microphone recording you. They are out there always paying attention to you. So what you say is always going to be public record. Now, that was bad on Mr. Gruden's part for saying those things. But the NFL basically released those emails to basically, blackball Gruden from, 1, keeping his job, and then 2, getting back into the league. I'm not sure who he made mad at the head office in the NFL, but somebody at the head office in the NFL was mad enough that he was like, you know what? Let's just get rid of this guy forever. Here's these emails. We've been saving them for such an occasion, just like this one. Let's go ahead and release them. Well,
you've got mail.
Turns out, after they've been fired and you do that, does not look good in the state of Nevada's eyes. And since you were in Nevada, and that contract was in Nevada, and you fired that guy in Nevada, the Supreme Court of Nevada can say all they want to about that situation. So, Raiders, lawyer up. I mean, don't worry, the Raiders are probably already lawyered up because they are a massive corporation with billions of dollars, so I'm not worried about them lawyering up.
They're committing so many crimes anyway.
Yeah, they've got enough guys that they've got to have legal representation for to make sure that they can still play on Sunday.
Lawyer at law.
We take every attorney in Vegas and we just keep them on retainer. So that way we can call any law firm at any time and ask our questions and get them answered. That is the kind of situation that the Raiders get in. And one more news of the legal world. The Browns. Yes, the Browns are getting in trouble a lot. Myles Garrett was cited for driving 100 miles per hour in a 60 mile per hour zone. That will come with a $250 fine, and as long as he pays the $250 fine before his court appearance tomorrow, he does not actually have to appear in court. He just pays the fine and continues on in life. I'm sure they'll probably stick some points on his license and all those wonderful things. So, this is Garrett's 7th speeding ticket since 2022. The man likes his speed, I am guessing.
He has the need.
He's got that need. He's got that speed. Maybe he was teaching teaching that to some Shador a little bit. Shador got caught there. What was it? Right before the draft.
That was Shador.
getting the speeding ticket right there in Ohio.
Before training camp, or mini camps.
Right before mini, it was after the draft, but it was not a good look for Shedeur when you're fighting for a starting job.
Speaking of Myles Garrett and Shedeur, did you hear their conversation at the end of the game on the sideline?
I did not. Was it a public conversation, or was it supposed to be a private conversation that's gone public?
And one of them was mic'd up for the game.
Okay, so they knew it was coming.
And Myles Garrett says something to the effect of, "We're going to need you later on in the season."
I can see that. Yeah, I can see, Shedeur maybe getting into some games. I mean, if you're the Browns and you get to week 6 and you're 1-5 and the season's basically over anyway, do you really want to keep running old man Flacco out there? Who can accidentally win you a couple games? Joe Flacco's probably still good enough. He can accidentally win you a few games.
He put the Browns in the playoffs.
When you're in a position where you probably kind of want to still lose as the Browns, because I don't think the Browns right now are looking at, being NFL Super Bowl contenders. I think we can all agree with that.
Except for Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett's going to win a Super Bowl there. That's he signed that contract, and he said it was going to happen.
He said this year they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I doubt that one. So, I mean, yeah, you might see him. You'll probably see Dylan Gabriel at some point. I'm sure Kenny Pickett's going to get shipped off. Somebody is going to get in. Somebody's going to have their starting quarterback get injured, and they're going to want to overpay for Kenny Pickett to come in for like 6 or 7 weeks to, manage the football game. So I think Kenny Pickett will be gone, but I bet you'll see Gabriel and Sanders, Shedeur rolling through.
Is there's good game tape out that Shedeur Sanders can play the game. You don't let him see the field again, so some GM only sees that tape and offers a 4th-round pick for him.
You could. I mean, that's a step up because you got him in the 5th round.
The brass out from the ownership below does not want Shedeur Sanders. They made that clear in the draft. The owner of the Browns made that pick in the 5th round.
Yep.
Against everybody's will. So now you have good game tape. This kid can play. Somebody give me a 4th, and I'll throw $1,000 into the trade as well to help moving expenses.
But, I mean, if it's the owner's pet project piece, do you really want to trade it away? Because that could make the owner kind of unhappy, and he's the guy that does sign your paycheck.
So Stefanski goes in and says, dude, we've seen him on the practice field. He's no bueno. He's not an NFL quarterback. We just have this really good game film against a JV team on the field.
Yeah, a backup team. A lot of backups played in that game for
both sides.
For the Steelers. I think the Browns played a lot more starters than the Steelers, but both teams, like most teams, playing predominantly backups.
Otherwise, he played well enough to move up to at least the 3rd string.
Yeah, he's at a point where you can't really cut him. And it's not feasible to cut him. You've already drafted him, roll with it for at least 4 years. I don't think you really want to send him all the way to the practice squad either. I mean, you might, but I don't think you do. I think you want to keep him around, the first, second team to keep him throwing to those guys that he has a chance at throwing to later. So, I mean, do you carry 4 quarterbacks? You carry 3, no question.
The only thing that's guaranteed in a 5th-round draft pick is their signing bonus. So, what do you get? $10,000 signing bonus? That's all that's guaranteed.
Yeah, we got to look at what that is. But I mean, you got the control of them on the cheap. So I mean, there's no real reason to give up on them yet.
It's the same as taking your 3rd string punt returner in the 5th round.
Yeah,
you're going to cut him because unless he completely balls out, which Shedeur kind of did.
He looked good.
He made a couple mistakes, but he's a rookie, and you're supposed to make mistakes when you're a rookie.
Yeah,
he threw for good yards. He threw the ball very well.
I mean, I don't know if Dylan Gabriel will be in week 2 of the preseason. He still has was it a knee or a groin? One of those lower bodies. So he's still not been announced if he will be available for the game. I bet if we do see him, I bet he gets treated similar to what Shedeur did. He'll get like the first 2 quarters, and then, we'll see Tyler Huntley or somebody else after that. And then I bet for game number 3, split it in half. Give half to Shedeur, after Gabriel, just see what you got. Because you're not going to put Flacco out there.
At some point, you got to put him out there for a little bit.
Yeah, you got to give him a chance at a whole game for a whole feel. Because if you just put him in at the first quarter plays way different than the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but at some point, you got to put Flacco out just to get the rust off.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think you'll only see Flacco.
He doesn't play a whole lot, but he plays.
I think we'll only see Flacco in one of those two-team practice type situations. I bet that's the only way we see him. Too much of a chance of, injuring an old man with an old man injury, in the preseason. You just don't want to see it.
And his getting the rust off might be turn around and hand the ball off to the running back 4 or 3 times Brown's punt and then take your helmet away.
Could be. Get used to the center that's going to snap you that ball because, each center snaps the ball just a little bit differently, although everybody tries to do it the same. Coming up next are $2 bets. We'll discuss this day in history. You're tuned into the Sports Blitz. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is where your radio dial is located.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Anthony Richardson injured for the Colts, and I don't want to give up on Anthony Richardson. He's too young with so much talent there. But he makes it difficult. He makes it difficult to go, okay, we're going to have to wait a little while longer for Anthony Richardson. Talent is there. I don't know how you put it all together.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, where the locals go for the best boiled seafood around. Crawfish, shrimp, red royals, and everything crabs. Watch almost every sporting event in the country on their huge outdoor jumbotron. Follow them on Facebook to stay up to date on weekly events, live music, and food and beer specials. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, your home away from home for sports, good times, and great food. The best boiled seafood. Lone Star Boil House and Sports Bar, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing. Visit them online at HewittTire.com on Airport Road in Panama City. 850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Every game matters, so don't miss a moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveball swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr. 5-1 Atlanta.
Tonight, be here for another big division battle from Citi Field in New York as the Braves face off against Pete Alonso and the New York Mets.
Braves taking on the Mets in New York. Pre-game 6 o'clock, first pitch 6:10. Your home for the Braves on the Gulf Coast, ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is the Sports Blitz, where we don't have guests. We have punching bags. The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Sports Blitz on the air, ESPN Northwest Florida. Call the show, text the show, 850-215-6290. We are streaming on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Download our app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And visit the website, ESPNPC.com. Atlanta Braves baseball will be on the airwaves right here, ESPN Northwest Florida tonight. 6 o'clock for the pregame after the afternoon underdog. 6:10 for the first pitch, taking on the New York Mets. Atlanta Braves baseball on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Bestway Portable Buildings, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, and Brock Pest Control. Time for our $2 bets. Yesterday, I just hope yesterday, none of you took my advice on any of the bets because I missed on all three.
So moral of the story is write down what James does and bet the exact opposite.
You will be in the money, my friends.
Same with Ross, too, by the way.
Cubs lost by 4 to the Blue Jays, so that means my Cubs plus 1.5 did not hit. The Dodgers lost to the Angels, so that didn't help. But the Royals did beat the Nationals, so 1 out of 3 still means I lost. All right, we got 2 right for the Yankees and the Twins. I missed on the Bellinger hit, and Rondon only got to the 5 strikeout mark. I was looking for the over at 6.5, but the Yankees did win, and Aaron Judge had over the half hit I said he would have. And this one stings the most, Chef. This one hurts the most.
Your Rockies lost?
I said the Cardinals to beat the Rockies. And what did the Cardinals do? They lost to the Rockies. Man, that one hurt, guys. I was looking at that one as, man, we're gonna get on a little bit of a winning streak. Even if we get 1 win here, we're at least back on the winning ways. We'll get the mojo going. We'll catch some winning waves. But no, I can't even get the Rockies to lose to the Cardinals. So how are we feeling tonight? Well,
Hard Rock's offering me even money for a buyback in one of my bets.
Huh? How do you feel about it?
Let it ride. Let's go.
Let it ride. All right. I love it. All right. I'm going to go for the first game of the evening. This is actually an afternoon game, but the Brewers and the Pirates. I will take the Brewers for the win. Shoot. Give me the over the 7.5 runs. I got Frelick over half a hit, and I'll take Vaughn for over half a hit. That is a $2 bet. That would be worth $8.50.
All right. I, too, am betting that game. I need Brandon Woodruff to get over 5 strikeouts, Sal Frelick to get 1 hit, the Brewers to win this game, and George Webb, fire up your grills, and Hard Rock Casino, pay me $3.82 of American dollars.
Heck yeah, get them pancakes ready to go.
No, burgers.
Brewers win. I thought the pancakes were in the pocket, though.
The pancakes are already in the pocket. But if the Brewers win 12 in a row, Brewer fans get free burgers at George Webb's restaurants.
There you go, burgers. Everybody head on up to Wisconsin for your free burger. You know, all the gas money will be totally worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Brewers, Mets. I will take the Mets.
You mean Braves?
Yeah, Braves. Thank you. I don't know how to read. I'm putting them both together. Braves, Mets. Mets will get the win. I got the Dodgers and Angels. I got the Dodgers to get the win. That is $2. That could net me $4.50.
We are betting a lot of the same games.
Well, they're the ones that are looking the best.
I need the Braves and Mets, the Red Sox and Astros, and the Dodgers and Angels all to get offensive production and score over 7.5 runs for $7.82.
Ooh, overs across the board. Bold. Like it. And my final, a repeat of yesterday. Do not fail me like you did yesterday. Rockies, Cardinals to win. That is a $2 bet. That, if it returns, will be $2.87. So that means I can be up 87 cents if the Cardinals get that victory over the Rockies, which they did not do yesterday.
All right. My final bet is also my biggest bet. I need the Rangers, the Mariners, and the Phillies all to fly the W, and that $2 would come back as $11.32 American cents.
All right, like it. That is what we got for the bets. So let's turn our attention to this day in sports history. It is Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. Happy Wednesday to all of you listening out there. This day, 1979, Lou Brock of the St. Louis Cardinals gets career hit number 3,000 with an infield hit off of Chicago pitcher Dennis Lamp. 1987, Jackie Joyner Kersey equals the world record in the women's long jump, 24 feet, 5.5 inches at the Pan American Games in Indianapolis. She matches that mark set by 1986 Heike Dreiskler of East Germany. And on this day, 2008, Michael Phelps, the swimmer, goes into the Olympic history book with his 10th and 11th career gold medal and 5 world records in 5 events at the Beijing Olympics. He He wins the 200-meter butterfly and swims leadoff for the U.S. in the 800 freestyle relay team. Well, that is history, everybody.
And then
hopefully we get to see some.
Yesterday, Michael Phelps goes on to teach the Baltimore Ravens how to swim in their pool.
That is correct. The Baltimore Ravens, just tweeted out that, hey, we got some guys who don't know how to swim. We need Michael Phelps to help. Ha, ha, ha. And then later that afternoon, there's a tweet back to them from said Michael Phelps saying, sure, I'll come in and teach the guys how to swim. That's got to be a little bit of an intimidation factor that your swimming coach is the best person ever to jump into a swimming pool?
And then after interviewed, Phelps was asked if any of the Ravens could make the U.S. swim team, and he said not a chance.
He's a little overqualified for that. That's like Tiger Woods trying to teach me how to play golf. I think Tiger Woods would be extremely frustrated trying to teach me how to play golf. Same thing.
Well, it could be a little bit easier teaching somebody how to swim, because at least if they're annoying you with talking, you can tell them to jump in the pool and they'll at least float to the bottom.
Or if they're no good at swimming, they'll be blue and drowning, and in a little bit, you don't have to worry about teaching them that long. Whereas if Tiger Woods is teaching you how to golf, you get the full hour that you're paying for.
Right. Well, I guess it is a life and death thing, but I have this vision in my head of Michael Phelps with his hands underneath the back of maybe one of the linebackers.
That's the defensive lineman.
Yeah. See if you can teach them how to float, because that's step one, know how to float.
Yeah, get on your back, get to float, kick your feet a little bit, make sure you keep your head above water. All right, big old man.
The Ravens.
How many floaties is it going to take to keep these guys up?
Yeah, you got to stitch a couple floaties together.
I can see it arms just straight out. They've got 10 floaties on each arm. I can't put my arms down.
Good job.
Don't worry. It'll keep you floating.
Maybe we should send Coach Haddad down there first. He can teach them to swim. Then Phelps can come in for the finer points.
Yeah, Phelps can come in and hand everybody their certificate of congratulations, you're a swimmer. You're a swimmer. I'm so proud of you guys learning how to swim in the afternoon.
Good for you.
You guys are awesome. Now keep it up, guys. Let's get back in that pool.
You have Dory from Finding Nemo in the background. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Don't drown. All right. So, my game of the night last night, I said it was going to be the Cubs taking on the Blue Jays. Well, it was a game, but it was a 7-1 victory for the Blue Jays. Tonight, my game of the night, I'm looking forward to the Phillies and the Reds. We got Sanchez heading out there for the Phillies at 2.36 ERA, and Hunter Green taking the bump for the Reds at a 2.72 ERA. The Phillies coming into the night 69 and 50, first in the National League East, 5 games in front of the Mets, so that makes them second place overall in the National League standings. The Reds 63 and 58 are third in the NL Central and 13 games behind the Brewers. The Reds are the first team out of the wild card hunt right now. They are 2 games behind the Mets. So this game has a lot of playoff implications involved in it, and it should be a great pitching matchup between Sanchez and Green. You got a game of the night you're looking forward to, Chef Ross?
I'm looking forward to the Padres at the Giants. Hopefully Trevor Chirps comes out and makes some videos from this game. And the Padres are playing lights out baseball right now. The Giants are hanging in there, kind of close to the wild card situation as well. And plus, both teams are watching the Dodgers fall right into their laps. So this is a very important game.
The Dodgers, man, they've just kind of stumbled in to a bad time right now, because the Giants looking to catch. The
Padres are definitely looking.
Padres are right there with them. The Dodgers and Padres are both 68 and 52. Giants right now 59 and 61. That puts them 9 games behind both the Padres and the Dodgers for that National League West. But if you look at the Giants for the wild card hunt, they are 5.5 games back of the Mets. So not out of it, not sitting in an optimal position for a wild card spot, but definitely sitting in a spot in which you can truly believe that we can go grab this wild card.
Yeah, it's runnable.
So that is going to be, should be a fun game tonight. Bone Crusher, you got any game that you are looking forward to on the evening?
I think the Braves are going to turn it around starting tonight.
And score over 8.5 runs. I need that over.
Okay.
I mean, we got to have that over 8.5 runs for the Atlanta Braves against the Mets. Braves can beat the Mets tonight, and if the Reds can beat the Phillies, the Reds will just be simply one game out of that final wild card spot. And hopefully, like I was saying yesterday, we can get the Mets out of a playoff position. Because really, as Braves fans, the best thing that we can get right now for this postseason is a no Met postseason. I think we can all agree to that. Even the non-Brave fan here in the Brewers uniform, I am sure he'd be happy with the Mets not being in the playoffs.
Not after the Mets swept us out of the playoffs last year.
Yes, they did. Burn. So, yeah, Chef Frost is like, yes, give me them Braves. Give me them Braves for that Mets loss. The tears of Mets fans is what keeps us alive, is it not, Braves country?
We have a chance with no Mets or Yankees in the playoffs.
Ooh, that'd be, it's been more common in the last couple of years, in the last couple of decades, and over like the last decade.
Of no Mets.
Of no Mets, no Yankees. That would be an awesome feeling. You know, Major League Baseball would absolutely hate that in terms of viewership because that is the largest market, and you know that is a market that baseball does not want to be missing out on.
Yankees have a 1-game lead on the Guardians for the final wild card spot.
You have been tuned in to the Sports Blitz 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. 850-215-6290 is the show's telephone number. For Chef Ross, for Bone Crusher, this has been James Fife. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, everybody. Keep your stick on the ice.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. Dak is the Honda Civic of this league. You never have to worry about getting to work. It will not break down, right? Like, his floor is very high. I think you'd be surprised how many games Dak has won when he's healthy. He has an incredibly high floor. You don't have to worry about silliness.